Welcome back everyone, my name is Lupin from Lupa's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making 3 different low carb wraps and I'm going to try them out, see how they are and give my honest opinion. So today I'm going to be making and trying out 3 different low carb wraps recipes. So firstly I've got one made with coconut and psyllium husk and that is it. The second one is going to be made with flaxseed and psyllium husk and that is it. And then I have another one I'm trying from Keto Focus, which is made with lupin flour and almond flour. So majority of the time, I don't really do much bread or anything like that. Most of the time, I eat pretty plain, simple meat, free veg for majority of the time. But for example, when I go to work, I want to take a low carb wrap.
So first we're going to make the 2 ingredient coconut wraps. So firstly, I'm putting half a cup of coconut flour into a bowl, and this is the one I use from Woolworths. Then we add 4 tablespoons of psyllium husk, and this is the one you get from the health food section in Woolworths as well. Then I'm going to add a cup of water. Coconut flour is very thirsty and will absorb a lot. And then we're going to give it a good old stir. I do forget to put a little bit of salt, so I do add this in as well. Once it is all combined, we're going to cover it and let it sit for 10 minutes, just so all that water absorbs into the coconut flour. Once it's sat there for 10 minutes, you can see it's nice and dense now, and we can use it like a dough. Depending how big you want your wraps, I'm going to cut it into 3, but you could definitely cut it into 4 or even more. I think 3 makes a decent sized wrap for me. And then we're going to roll them into balls and put them aside. Now, I'm going to use my wooden chopping board. Now, if you have a tortilla press, that'd be fantastic, but I don't have one, so I'm going to do this. So I'm going to put the dough between 2 pieces of parchment paper, and then I'm going to use it to really flatten it out, get it to about 3mm thickness. You don't want to go too thin or else it's just going to break. And that's it. Then we're going to get a frying pan heating on the stove on a low heat. Then we're going to add the wrap to the pan, and we're just going to gently just cook it. We don't want much color or anything like that. We just want for all that psyllium husk and everything to set. So now I'm just going to get a spatula and just go around the edges and kind of just tease it from the edges. This is a non-stick frying pan and it's still sticking, so it is going to stick. Just be patient with it and take your time. So once you've got it released, just flip it over. And as you can see, there's not much color there. But what you will notice is there's going to be less steam, which means all that water's evaporated. And when they're done, just transfer them over to a rack to cool. Alright, so the second one is a flaxseed one. So I've got a cup of flaxseed meal, and that's also from the health food section in Woolworths. Then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of psyllium husk, and this is going to help combine it all together. I'm going to add a bit of salt as well. I'm just going to stir all that together, get all that combined. And then I'm going to add a cup of water. Once again, flaxseed is very absorbent and will take a lot of water. So now I'm just going to stir that, and once again I'm going to cover it and let it sit for 10 minutes and let all that water absorb. As you can see, it looks like a nice dense dough now, and now we can portion it up. So once again, I decided to cut it into 3 pieces. You can decide how big you want to make your wraps and everything. I like them a little bit bigger, so I decided to make 3 out of this. Now we're going to roll into balls, and we're going to do it the exact same way we did with the coconut wraps. So now we're going to put it between some parchment paper, flatten that out a little bit, and then we're going to use something to put some pressure on it and really flatten that out. And there we go. So we're going to get this onto a medium-low heat. And once again, no oil or anything. We're just going to put it straight into the frying pan. And we're just going to let it just gently cook. What we want to do is make sure all that excess liquid and everything that's in it is all evaporating and set in that wrap. If you do break your wrap a little bit when you put it in, join it back together, it's still malleable until it's actually being cooked. After a few minutes, you can see it's changed color a little bit. Then we can start teasing it around the edges, just helping it release from the frying pan. I think it's the psyllium husk that actually makes it stick to the frying pan. And then I'm going to use my asbestos fingers and turn it over. Now these do look really healthy, but they actually do taste really good. And that is that. The third one, so we're going to get half a cup of almond flour. And I use the one from Costco. It's really good value. Then I'm going to add a third of a cup of lupin flour. I actually found this at my local IGA. So just check the health food section in your local IGA. It might have it. Then I'm going to add some salt. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of xanthan gum. Then I'm going to give this a good stir and make sure that xanthan gum is well distributed. Because once water hits it, it will clog up. Then I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of water. And then we're going to stir it into a dough. Once it's in the dough, then we can cut it up into balls. Now I'm going to do this a little bit different for this one. I did try it with the parchment paper and it was really sticky. So I decided to grab a Ziploc bag, cut down the sides of it, and then open it up and kind of use it a bit like a tortilla press. So I'm going to open that up, add just a little bit extra of the lupin flour, just so it doesn't stick as much. Put the ball in the middle there. Add a little bit more on top just to help stop it from sticking. And then we close it up. I'm just going to push it out a little bit by hand. And then I'm going to add pressure onto it. And really just try and flatten that out. And if you had a tortilla press, this will go so much easier. But I don't have one. And just be careful, it will stick a little bit. Just gently just peel that wrapper off. And then we're going to heat our frying pan up to a medium-high heat. And then we're going to cook the wrap in the frying pan just so it gets some color on it. And this might take a couple minutes. Much better. And that's it. So I decided to cook up some chicken schnitzel to have with these, since I was having for dinner. And I've just served them with some lettuce, some avocado, and some mayo on them. And I really do apologize about the lighting in this. I noticed afterwards it was shocking, and I am looking into improving the lighting in my kitchen. Now we're going to try them out.
So the first one I have is the coconut and psyllium husk one, and you can see that is completely flexible, absolutely no issues bending or breaking or anything like that. I can hold it in my hand. I've got food wrapped up in it as not breaking or anything, no issues at all. Let's give it a go. Now, if you use coconut flour before, you will get the coconutty taste in it. So if you're not really a fan of coconut, you probably won't like these, but I think they're an excellent vehicle for putting food into rather than using a flour tortilla. So I think it's a great substitute. They probably won't taste as good by themselves, but wrapped up with something, perfect. Alright, so now we've got the flaxseed and psyllium husk wraps, and again, absolutely no issues holding up. Nothing's breaking or anything like that, so that's really good. They do look really healthy, and trust me, they are really healthy. So these are full of omega-3s, which are really good for you. I would probably just stick to eating one of these at a time. You'll probably be going to talk a lot tomorrow. And on their own, they do taste very healthy, but once they're wrapped up and everything, they actually taste pretty good. Like, there's barely any taste coming through from the flaxseed or anything like that. So again, I think that's a pretty good thing for putting your food into. And number 3, we've got the almond flour and lupin flour tortillas. Once again, they're holding up pretty good. They're a little bit thicker than I anticipated they would be, but I was a little bit afraid they might crumble if I try and make them too thin. So let's give this a go. Lupin flour can sometimes have a bit of like a grassy taste to it, so we'll see if that comes through in it. And the good news is I can't taste that lupin flour, which is great. I probably would have put a little bit more salt in these. Now a little bit more one-dimensional, but overall, very good. So which ones would I make again? I definitely make the flaxseed ones again, and I'll definitely give these ones a go again. Try and make them a little bit thinner, but overall, we got 3 simple, easy recipes that we can knock up with ingredients that are usually in our pantry or are readily available. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to give it a good old like if you loved it. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.